Hi guys, Sensei Jones here, and this week's video we're going to do something a little bit different. We're not going to do a rant video, we're not going to do a history video, we're going to do a bunkai video, or application of traditional technique. This week we're going to be going over 5 different uses of Zenkutsu Dachi, or forward stance. Zenkutsu Dachi, forward stance, or front stance as it is sometimes called, shows up in many different martial arts, including Taekwondo, Karate, and other forms of Japanese, Okinawan, and Korean martial arts. This stance is highly utilized in the beginning katas of many different forms and will actually show up in many different katas from white belt to black belt in different styles of martial art. The very first application of Zenkutsu Dachi, or forward stance, is strength conditioning. Have you ever stood in a position that's not exactly natural so long that your legs burn? It's the same thing with Zenkutsu Dachi. In Zenkutsu Dachi, your front foot's facing forward, your front knee's bent, your back leg's straight, your back foot is facing out 45 degrees from your body. Your back shoulder's drawn back slightly, your front shoulder's pushed up slightly. You maintain a low stance, and the longer you hold this stance, the more you feel a burning right across the back of your leg. This really stretches out the hamstrings and puts a lot of pressure on them, making Zenkutsu Dachi one of the better stances to work on strength conditioning. The more we have a student work on forward stance, the more tired they get. And whenever you get tired, whenever you get sore, we all know you're tearing down old muscle, building up new muscle. The second use of Zenkutsu Dachi is whenever we lower ourselves down. We've got a wide base. If my assistant will come over here, see how far wide apart my feet are, see how long my stance is. The purpose of this is to help ensure that I have a better, stable ground. So if someone pushes me from this side, my back foot catches it and can recoil. I can stand directly forward, take a full strike from an opponent without being knocked over. From this direction, we want to make sure our stance is a little bit wider outward. So if someone pushes us, we can easily push back. Widening your center of gravity is very essential when you're fighting someone whose goal is to take you down to the ground. You want to make sure that your feet are wide, your stance is wide. They're not going to be able to just push you over. If you're standing with a narrow stance, someone pushes me from this direction, I have to move, I have to react. However, when you're standing with your feet wider, someone pushes me, I can push back, maintaining where I'm standing, ensuring that I control my position during a fight. A third application of Zenkutsu Dachi is twisting our body or maneuvering our bodies so that instead of taking a full force strike directly to our center mass, we're actually taking a glancing strike. And what I mean is, my lovely wife and assistant Amber will go ahead and hit me right here with the staff. Oh, come on, you can do better than, oh, like that. Oh. Anywho, whenever you're standing directly forward, shoulders squared off, you're taking that strike full force. The strike has no place to go except straight through your body. Now, if I move into Zenkutsu Dachi, lower my stance, twist my back shoulder back, just at the opportune time, I'm able to move. I'm able to allow that strike to just glance off again. Faster. Faster? Good. This makes Zenkutsu Dachi a very good stance for ensuring that you're able to roll with the punches. Now, another purpose of this, if I can get you to hold the staff right here. Thank you. Imagine this is the direct line of a punch, moving straight in for my face. Don't think about it. Imagine this is a direct line of attack. If I'm standing here, I can take the strike right here, or notice my feet. This foot will not move. All I'm doing is moving into Zenkutsu Dachi. All I have to do is step forward. I'm no longer in direct line of attack, making this also a very good evasive technique. So, our third application of Zenkutsu Dachi is being able to better defend ourselves from direct strikes or just get out of the way. Our fourth reason that we're going to demonstrate for practicing Zenkutsu Dachi today is lowering your center of gravity, staying close to the ground. When we teach a children's self-defense class or a women's self-defense class, the first thing we do is we tell them, if someone grabs you from behind, drop. Drop your into dead mass. Drop your center of gravity closer to the ground. Not only does it make you feel heavier, but it also makes it much more difficult for an attacker to be able to pick you up and carry you off. Now, if I'm standing here, someone could probably, if I didn't weigh 250 pounds, could just pick me up, drag me wherever they want. Now, if I lower my center of gravity very quickly, I'm setting myself into the ground, I'm making it to where I cannot be lifted up as easily. It's going to take someone with a lot more strength and a lot more determination to be able to lift me up and pull me wherever they wanted. So, that's the number 4 reason we practice this stance. We're going to be moving on to the last and final, number 5. The 5th and final reason we're going to cover today of why to practice Zenkutsu Dachi is for grappling. Now, because I don't have a lot of training partners in this area, we just moved to our new home, probably about 85-90 miles away from where I used to train and teach. My bow staff is going to have to be my training partner. So, imagine, if you will, an attacker stepping directly forward, throwing a punch. In Yunwa Ryu or Han Family Taekwondo, our one-step fighting number 3, we step to the outside of the attack. Sound familiar? Moving ourselves off the center line of the attack. We executed an inward block, wrapped around, grabbed their arm. We then placed our hand on their shoulder, and this is where the staff can come in. Imagine this staff is their front leg. Now, we step behind the front leg, sweep. Now, it doesn't look like much on a stick. However, Zenkutsu Dachi, all I was doing was just stepping forward, bringing my feet together, out slightly, and then sweeping back. It's not the traditional C-stepping or dragon stepping that we typically do in our classes, but small alteration to the technique can make for a devastating throw. While this is not the only takedown technique that you can utilize Zenkutsu Dachi with, it is one of the easiest and one of the most common ways. And that, my fellow practitioners, is 5 different utilizations of Zenkutsu Dachi or forward stance. Now, keep in mind when you're practicing forward stance, the stance distribution, I have 70% to 60%, depending, of my weight on my front leg and 30 to 40% weight on my back leg. This is anchoring us down. While we just went over 5 uses of Zenkutsu Dachi today, there's many more. And a lot of these are for you to find for yourself or for you to learn through classes. So make sure you practice hard, keep thinking outside the box, and try to find ways to utilize your technique that don't exactly match up with the norm.